Hello, hello, hello. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Hey, folks. I am so happy to be here again on a beautiful Saturday, Melanie.
Yep, it is beautiful.
And the Lord has been blessing me because He tried to send me some friends I didn't want, but
Yeah?
yeah, I was a loner.
Wow.
I feel so good today. I couldn't believe it.
Be careful not to reject any friends God
And
send you,
what we
man.
try to do, we try to bring you today with our guests, and it didn't work. But we'll get it next week. We work on
Or we're trying, because I see
yeah,
right here.
we're trying to get her up and running. If we do, that's a
Okay, now
blessing.
that's just a tool
If
there.
if it's a blessing, if she shows up and Melanie, why you looking a little funny today? You got your hair nice and
Am I
blue.
looking
Your hair
funny?
nice and blue, Melanie. You're gray in the middle. Come on, Melanie, listen here. You ready? You ready for the count? Mm,
Well,
the fella coming, eh?
I know what fella you talking about. You think
Yeah,
I live
yeah.
for fella like I used to
Well,
live for girls, eh?
well, girls. The last time I checked, I had a new song called "Tony Running, Tony Keep on Running."
Okay.
And I feel so good today, man. I feel like singing. I feel like everything. I feel like just, man, it's a beautiful day. I tell you what, you know, I was coming here and I was thinking about all the murders happened between
Mm.
yesterday and today.
Anyhow, I'm so happy I stay away from all the bad news.
That is amazing how we letting our beautiful little country go to the words they use, uh, hell in the basket, eh? But life, that's a part of it. That's a part of it. We're trying to duck the sun here. Once we get all adjusted, and there you go. We get all adjusted, we be perfect. Anyway, now I think we kick in the gas. All right.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Mitzi, are you there with us?
Okay,
Okay,
good.
you're watching the live stream.
Oh, we got a
Good.
guest on.
Okay, you can give us a comment then so we will know.
Okay, you did say hello. Mitzi, did you hear us through the show? And and you hear your voice too,
Ah, there
Mitzi.
she goes. Her message just
Why
came
we
in.
got you now, Mitzi? It bouncing going, eh?
Yes, yes.
All right.
Okay, welcome. And I guess what you can do is just communicate via our page for the time being. Hi,
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 hi, hi. Yeah,
yes.
Mitzi.
I can hear you. What I to your mama. Turn that down.
Yes, Ellen. Could could you hear
I'm gonna
yourself?
have to hang up the phone because I'm getting feedback.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
All right, Mitzi. All right. We tried, but next
No,
week.
no, she'll be communicating there.
Oh, okay. Good.
And hopefully we'll be able to get that platform so that you would be able to join us live in short order, hopefully next week.
And Mitzi will be our co-guest.
Yes, special
Apparently, we just
guest.
can't, get it all sorted, but we get it sorted out. And Mitzi is in Atlanta, eh?
She is in
She's in
Atlanta.
Atlanta.
Yes.
I hope it's not Union City or Fayetteville. I liked. I hope it's one of those places that that I frequently know very well. Um. Anyway, our show last week were Breakers.
Yeah,
She was
Bond Breakers.
Born
And
Breakers.
Mitzi was supposed to be bringing
A
a
different
female
perspective. All right.
perspective, right?
And so she's not here today, but God's willing, next week we will make sure work it out until we get Mitzi up and running.
Okay.
But I was thinking coming there, you can imagine the Bahamas about 20 years ago,
What about it?
where like you on a Saturday
Mm-hmm.
you just sing. And then I was thinking about 30 years ago and 40 years ago when the only program you used to listen to, used to use radio
Mm-hmm.
and TV antenna. And the program we used to listen to was one called, it's American program, Casey Kasem.
Mm.
Yeah, Casey Kasem was the one with the number one song. and it's a go count down to number from number 100 or whatever, 50, 60, and that's the only thing you could listen to
Okay.
because TV wasn't, antenna wasn't going well, and as a whole, it was a beautiful thing, and crime wasn't bad,
Okay.
and people are more friendly.
In the Bahamas, you
Yeah,
talking?
I'm talking about the Bahamas. People are more friendly, and then I could on a Saturday
Mm-hmm.
get my clothes, starch up my mother's iron, and starch up my white,
Uh-huh.
my nice, and I, and the crease used to be so sharp, you cut your finger, and I
Mm.
mean, I used to be so clean, and I used to go trying to pick up girls. You either hang by the movie or go downtown to Gombe
That was the
summer.
favorite pastime of
Yeah,
guys of that era.
and so in those days, you will go on a weekend like this instead of, and you always could have chat up a girl, even if you don't make the play,
Mm-hmm.
at least you chat her up, you chatting up, and so communication was back and forth,
Okay.
and it was a beautiful time in the Bahamas. And I today coming here, I was trying to wonder where that all gone. We can't even talk to one another, And then I look at how the Bahamas is changing.
Mm-hmm.
Man loving man, woman
The
loving woman.
Bahamas changing with the rest of the world.
No, but no, but hold on. In the Bahamas, they used to hide it. You couldn't do it in the open.
And then I was just gonna go kind of like be the devil's advocate
Go
and
ahead.
say, men always loved men, women always loved women. Now, when you're talking about getting intimate, that's another
No,
story.
I mean talking about them kind of love. I talking about
What kind of love you talking about?
deep rooted love and kissing and hugging and
That's
sexing.
intimate. That's
Yeah. Oh,
intimate.
you use the word.
Intimate.
Hey,
Yeah,
listen. In my day, there
intimacy.
was no intimacy. You used to say what, sexing and
Now,
let.
all those are new terms. Intimacy is an old word.
Yeah, it might be old to you, but I couldn't use them words around my mother.
Oh, okay.
And
Well,
then,
you couldn't use nothing around her
but
because remember your mom used to say you ain't
but
say
I couldn't
nothing.
use those words generally because most of the Bahamian girls either you either gonna say give me some.
Ah, that sound like what
Yeah,
they used to say.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then you have to like, and then they like to say, give you what? And then a couple of weeks down the road, they smiling and grinning with you, so you could wake it out. These days, men out there killing one another. Where the fellas who used to be the like this might go in this road. Where the fellas who used to be the players? Where that gone? Where we used to rap? Your main focus used to be trying to go down the road to Mr. Robert's daughter and trying to chat her up, to
Mm.
take her to the movies. It ain't got to be but just sex. It's to be companion. Take her to the movie. Boy, this my girl. Now you might even do nothing, but and you might never kiss her for months, but you was happy that. And this is what we used to do. We go to softball, baseball, and we used to,
Basically, you keep yourself
yeah.
active.
But every now and then nobody could get along. Mothers can't get along with the sisters, and go right to our story. Husband can't get along with their wife. Boyfriend can't get along with the girlfriend. We once we in the bed sexing, then we can't communicate. Only one way we communicate: sexing. I mean, for a man. That's what you want to tell me. I know you're gonna tell me for a man, right? That's the only way we communicate. Why you look? Why you looking at me like that?
Cause I trying to figure out you having a nostalgic day.
Yeah, I have in a moment. I
What's
have in a
going on?
moment. I have in a moment. That's what I I was coming here having a moment, and this moment, just driving,
Mm-hmm.
how beautiful it was in the Bahamas. How we get so relationship become based on simple things. Back in the day was based on communication,
Mm-hmm.
a smile, a grin. We wasn't checking back then. Back in the day, if you got a car or you got a roof or you got a house, the woman love you because you handsome, or they love you because the way you dress, or the way you speak, or who's the smartest guy in school. These are the things that I remember. I don't understand. Valencia, I see you say focus is changing.
No, that's Mitzi.
Oh, Mitzi,
Yeah.
focus has changed.
Yeah, Mitzi, he
Hmm.
kind of shifted up a bit
No, I ain't
because
shift it.
he'd like for you to be present to bring your perspective.
Yeah, I won't beat you up. So
So it's a slight shift,
yeah,
but at the
I
end of the
saving it for
day,
next week's
yeah.
when I get you live and I can look in your face, so I can tell you what I want to tell you and how you think you know what you're saying, but I got you. I still in the trouble. But like I say, in back in the day when we had relationships,
Hmm.
they used to last longer. Now nobody can get along with nobody. It's like, oh okay, I doing me. If you're only riding this train, I stop in the next bus stop, you getting off. I can make sure the bus driver put you off.
So what do you think is the difference as it relates to that? What caused the difference?
The difference is this: our focus has shift. We had we have now changed our focus.
She said she ready, ready
Are
for
you ready?
you.
We had now changed.
Tony meet his match.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I was married before, so and so and so. I wish the day would come when, like I say, we used to be dressed, well dressed, right?
So they even more well dressed today.
No, man.
Name brand and
No,
everything.
no, no, no. That ain't well dressed. My son tried to come to work with me in his pajamas the other day, and he tell me that's what's happening. And I say, he went to college in his pajamas.
That's
I
what he
remember,
told you?
you remember I had to tell him many times, you can't go to with your night shoes. Remember I used to tell
Oh,
you,
okay.
this boy used to come and tell me say he could go to school any kind of way, and I had to say, no, sir. You go into college, you can change your clothes, but I can piggy this back into something that coming here has shocked me in the way we are now and the way we has changed so far from reality. I think we are living a dream. We're living in a promised land, trying to reach this promised land that we never could reach.
Who's living in the promised land?
Black people.
Really? Why you say that?
Yeah, we living in this dreamland because we trying to chase everything we can't keep. We
That's interesting.
we trying to chase a woman who we
Mm-hmm.
can't keep.
Mm-hmm.
Girls trying to chase man who they can't keep. And let me tell you when I say they can't keep. You trying to chase a woman who you know you can't handle because she looking for more money than you have.
So basically you're saying that we are adding to extending our basket higher than we could reach by dreaming about having or living the life that we cannot maintain.
That's it. Now you hitting the button of the head where I go, Miss Comes in. We are try. Okay, I will look at a girl that I used to use think. I'll try to find this lawyer
Mm-hmm.
who live with the Joneses. When I say live with the Joneses, she live where the white people is. She trying to move in to the white people community.
But if she lived there, she ain't trying.
Well,
Basically,
well,
she has up her standard of living.
right. But her standard never could be up
Why?
because you get a leopard is a leopard. You can't change the leopard. You can't change the skin.
Excuse me?
No, all you could do is eat more lettuce than you used to.
Um,
Go to go to a better movie than you used to. Drive a car better than you. But you can't carry your attitude. You can't change that
why you can't change it?
because that's you. That's your MO.
Hold
That's your
on.
DNA.
Hold on. No, hold
Anything
on.
else you faking?
No.
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 Mm-mm.
So, go on.
What,
I listen.
let me ask you the
Let, let,
question.
let, let me.
Okay. Okay.
Millennials.
We have people who live in poor communities whose parents send them to school, they get an education, they get a better level of income because they get a good job. So they buy their home in an area outside of the area where they were raised.
Mhm.
Because by virtue of their exposure through their educational journey, they now have a different standard of living, a different outlook on life than their parents did. So it's not the DNA or the genetics, it's the socialization and
You
exposure.
okay? Fine, but you think you move into a white community with a golf course, tennis court in the white
Hmm.
community?
Hmm.
You think those white people gonna accept you?
It don't matter to me whether they accept me or not.
Hold on.
The thing about it is dollar for dollar. My dollar and their dollar value the same thing.
Mhm.
My money purchased my property in the area where their money purchased their property. They don't have to accept me, but if they do accept me, it would be great.
So let me ask you, why you can't go in the black community and develop it to be like the white community?
That is a matter of preference, but then it's also a matter of safety and other things depending
So,
on the area in
so what you
which.
saying to me
Mhm.
is simply this: there's no safety in black community.
I'm not saying that,
So what you
but
saying?
I am saying it could be a issue. You ask why can't. So that is one possibility.
You see, in the world today, we have so much people trying to live somebody else's life,
Hmm.
and they're not living their own.
Uh, that I guess is on another plane. You do have people who do
And
that.
and
Yes.
and what is so ironic in this people trying to live in some other people's dream
Hmm.
is that your relationship. See, we're talking about same breaker. Your relationship
Hmm.
becomes not really your relationship. You are trying to fit in and confusing yourself to be in this relationship, to be in this type of standard. Listen, I could live here, right here where we at now, and have the same that everybody have over there.
That's true. But again, now, when you look at the community in which people live, unless they're on a big plot of land,
Mm-hmm.
as the one we're sitting on,
Mm-hmm.
families are not able to establish. So, if my parents invest in my interest, in my education,
Mm-hmm.
to give me a better opportunity than they themselves had, right? Um, I think she's just echoing the same thing I said in terms of mindset and the
Mm-hmm.
fact that if persons have a problem with you being in the same community as them, that's their problem and not the individual who moved there,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
But so the parameters is not that I see myself as being too good for the community in which I was raised. The thing is, the community doesn't have the space for me to establish a dwelling for me and my family.
Mm-hmm.
Because my parents are there, but I'm not going to live with my parents if I'm starting a life of my own.
See, if you put this pressure on the we have a deal breakers, you put
Hmm.
this pressure on a man. Women like to do this. They like to put this pressure on the man. Take the man from where he's comfortable and take him into something, right?
Again,
And
Tony,
hold on. And then he becomes very trying to live this lifestyle because a man can live on the rock and live in a shack.
and so can a woman.
No, 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 no. Stop your foolishness.
You see,
Stop your foolishness.
let me tell you
That's
something.
foolishness. That's foolishness.
You have this general view of all women and this general view of all men. Some men are like that and some women are like that. Some men are not like that and some women are not like that. So when you now say women, and then you make it look like men are being led to the slaughter by these women. Men make a choice. Don't make men look so weak and helpless. Men make
Men
choices
are weak.
and they do
Men
it
are
based
weak.
on the image they want to
Hold on, hold
portray.
on. Men are weak in the Bahamas. Women weak in men. That's a problem here.
I Men weaken themselves.
Money had no choice. Either you sing or die.
No, no. Let me tell you
Hold, hold
something.
on.
Men have choices.
No, 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 no. Hold on, hold on.
Mitzi, do you think
It's
men in the
cheaper,
Bahamas have
Mitzi.
choices?
Mitzi, listen to me for a second. It's cheaper for a man to agree than fight.
No.
He ain't gonna ever win a woman
He
fight.
chooses to agree
He
rather
has
than
to.
fight. No, he doesn't have to.
Most men, listen to this. Most men do not want to go home in the evenings right away.
Tony,
But they go home
keep painting
because the
this.
woman mouth, hold on, the woman mouth, and he don't want to deal with that mouth. So what he does,
So
he
he escape.
compromise. Yeah, he wants to go.
Mitzi say men choose.
Yeah,
You choose to be a cop out. You
I
choose
no,
to allow the woman to overpower you.
I have
Uh,
no, I have no choice
you have choice.
because if I don't do this, my house will be a living hell.
Well,
I ain't first of all, hold on. First of all, I ain't gonna get no front. That's the first thing you cut off if I don't sing. And secondly, hold on, you gonna meet you gonna meet your clothes the way you leave it. You gonna meet your house the way you leave it, and you might meet one fella at the front door.
and that's a fella who willing
And
to fight.
hold on,
A fella
and
who
then the
willing to
woman can tell
fight.
you, okay, later, and then the woman can tell you, I you weak,
Mitzi says that you all choose
Missy.
to be
That
weak.
is
You
why,
weaken yourself. You cannot make anyone do anything.
Mitzi.
A woman can't make a man do anything, and a man can't make a woman do anything. And that is why, what she says down here, communication is key. If you can't communicate, you in prison.
Let me tell you
You
why.
telling me you living in a prison, you would listen, men that are in prison.
Mitzi, I can say something to you, and I want you to answer me and tell me the truth. I'm gonna say this straight up. Now, most men
Mm-hmm.
wish they could have two women.
Man,
Oh,
you can't handle one woman. Stop
wait.
talk.
See, that's what you're talking. Wait, hear me now. Men settle because they're only trying to go through this motion that they this good man and they got one woman, but deep down, these dudes ain't want to be settled with no one
They
woman.
living a lie.
No, no. They have
They
no
living a lie.
they have no choice to sing with you because you set the rules. I only want you one. And so the guy has to compromise and set the rules. He doesn't give himself weak.
That's your
And so,
Mitzi said that is the foundation of you choosing to cop out. A woman is more than her body.
no, but we're not talking about her body.
No,
We're
no,
talking
you're
about,
saying that
yeah.
if you don't comply, then you are literally denied the things that you do want. And
Yes,
one of the things is definitely
but
sex.
women do deny you if you sing her way, majority of times. If you don't, if you don't, listen. There's no woman around here now can open her leg and let she talk. You know when you meet them, what they say? You know what they say?
What they say.
Check this, Mitzi. They say, well, you can't jump up on top of me and don't want to take care of me. I need soap. I need this. You know the whole story? I need
Mm-hmm,
soap.
mm-hmm.
I need something to clean my. So, how you think you just can jump on me in it? Now, hold on. God gave me peanuts and God gave you vagina. So if I come to you to beg you for some, why should I pay? You should be paying me for mine. And I, voice said that's the, if you won't get paid, I won't get paid too. Yeah, I know. You know.
Most men in our nation
Hmm.
do not know their identity and feel
Right.
as though sex is the ultimate answer to
Right.
everything.
But you can't say that because it might be the facts that sex is the answer to man. Most men moves with their dicks. Once that happy, they
And
happy.
that is why you all find yourself most miserable, because instead of you thinking with your brain, and that's why, as you said, the responses that you give, you allowing your penis to govern your life.
No,
Your life should be governed by this.
no,
God made you the head, not the tail.
right.
That is
But
your
but the
tail.
woman has find out her trickery, find out how she could maneuver you. So she see this now. She not a woman who can say, "Hold on, buddy. You don't need to do this. This yours. You don't need to do that." No, they're gonna use that card until they die.
Well, Mitzi said that's the type of women you all are attracting.
That,
And I am saying
but
that those are the type of women you all are attracted to.
but Mitzi, you will say that all the time. You will say, "Oh, that's a chocolate woman." No, that's what the hand dish. This is what the woman today is training their children. Do not go with a man unless he can take care of you. What the devil that is? How many men you think you take care of a woman? Most men working, trying to take care of their family, yeah? But most men hardly struggling to take care of themselves. So when they can ever be able to have a a a, a fly a decent woman, a decent woman, a decent woman, a decent woman? No. And so what we need here, we, we need to be a little more humble.
Just do that
We
until
need
the sun go
we
and
need to
then
be
put it back
we
down.
need to be more humble. Um, we need to be more humble. And woman has the
Who need to be more humble?
woman.
No, no, no. You saying we? Are you a woman?
No,
Oh, men need to be more sensible.
no. See, don't listen, listen. Let's look at this thing logically now. We're
Hmm.
trying to duck the sun here, so giving us a little problem. Let's look at this thing logically. Um, and let's be serious of our conversation. Let's really try to put it in perspective here. Let's just don't run all gay with it, run along. Um, when I speak about women who have this type of attitude,
Hmm.
I'm not speaking with all women, you know. I'm speaking about 65 to 75% of women, because a lot of women still trying to figure out where they're going. Go on.
Really? Women trying to figure
Yeah,
out where they're
yeah.
going?
Women trying to figure out. Today's woman now very thingsy. Let's fall.
But
Is
Tony,
gone.
as I um spoke earlier, things come with a standard of living where individuals, because of their education, because of their income, they are able to improve their standard of living. And as Mitzi said, women of that standard literally take care of themselves. They
She can't.
take care of themselves. She said, where are you talking about? Because her mother taught her to take care of herself and stand on her own two
But
feet.
that's her mother, and that's her. See, she come from a special cut.
Exactly. And
Okay, and it ain't much. Okay, let me back it up.
back it
Let
up.
me let me put it in perspective a little bit. See, now
Hmm.
we got today's Royal or Bahamas. Children are having children.
That ain't new in the Bahamas.
No, just follow me. Some even around the world, wherever, it is not new in the Bahamas, but this is what's happening. Children is having children, and what is happening when my mother had me? things was cheap.
I can't stop
Yeah,
laughing. I can't
things
stop.
was cheap. Things was cheap. So, and she had a base. Her family, mommy helped, Grammy helped mommy.
Mhm.
It was like a base.
Mhm.
Now these days, these children having children, they don't even know where they want to go. They don't know where they're going because they have nowhere to go. They have no home there. So they live with mommy. See, it's a different ball game here. When you and me had a baby in the home, the mother said, you better go get married. Now, when these kids have children,
Mhm.
the mother say, I I got home to take care of my grand. See,
Why do you
see,
think that is so?
because it's a shift in culture. I guess it's a shift in the world today, and it's not a good shift. And so you got to understand most women today who are having children don't have a, don't listen as enough, don't have a support base like they used to, and then facts and real facts. Most of them forget God. They have no foundation. See, you got to understand as a whole. It's all no people don't believe in God no more. Young people
Okay, Mitzi said that she had her first child at age 16 and that did not stop her from achieving.
because she had a mother who steer her, or
Mhm.
father, or family, whatever, who steer. Most of the
To express themselves.
and when we were growing up, see, there's some things that I think we never forget, Melanie, and I'm serious about it.
I agree with you.
My mother, you see me and you talking, and a child come in and he start butting in the conversation. You know what my mother say? Go in the room.
Yeah, but now today, what we do is we teach our children to wait or to say, excuse me, if it's urgent.
Right. And not only that, some don't even do that. The children is so rude because no training. They will stand there and climb you and go on top of your head and roll you. And you say, I come in now. No, and they come right back 5 minutes, see, touching this and that. We're not doing a good job as parents today.
Hmm.
Because when we let this thing get out of control, go right back to what's happening today. All this murder yesterday and today. See, what has happened, we are letting our children be pigeons, loose pigeons all over the place here. We have pigeons all about.
Again, in some areas, that is a reality. And now it brings me back to the question you asked earlier. So
Mm.
why you can't build your high class house right in these neighborhoods? Because
Go on.
because it's not the response that I gave earlier remains. But in
Mm.
addition to that, we want, I guess, to be able to teach our children to live differently from what is existing.
That is the problem. You hit the button on the head. Why would we want our children to live? We grow up to be decent people. Why would you want your child to be don't grow with
It
it?
don't have to be you happen to be one of the good ones. But what about kids who grew up in good homes and still end up along the bad path doing things
It
that they should not have done?
it's
Um,
gone,
mhm.
Valencia.
No, that's just Mitzi said that, her parents refused to let her get married because she was pregnant. She had to still take care of her son. She said, but she know many other young women from single parent homes who did not have what she had,
Exactly.
but they were considered to be, poor. They had children at a young age, and then they still leveled up,
Yeah.
meaning that they still were
At the end
able
of it.
to
Yeah.
to
But see, I grew my kids up with my parents grew me up, and the reason it being it worked. It worked for me.
hmm.
But why everybody don't want? I don't want my children go to government school. I don't want my children live hard like I live. I don't. What's wrong with
See,
what?
you are a male, and in the Bahamas, men are hardly involved in the upbringing of their children.
Why?
And those who
Why?
are involved,
Why?
they pay the bill, and that's it.
Why?
You want to still blame the woman again now
No,
because
I'm
the
blaming.
woman ain't let them be involved. That's because they too busy doing work or they out with the boys.
Necessarily, that's not true.
Not necessarily. You
No.
ask me why. At least I give two
Yeah,
options for you
but
when you
but
tell how much,
but
how many options the woman
but
have
I
one.
know most men want to be involved
They
with
don't
their
have
daughter.
patience.
Hold on. Most men in love with their daughters, so they
Well, so
want to
what
be a
happened to
part.
their sons? To
Hold
teach
on.
their sons.
Wait. Let me finish there. They love with their daughters because they see their daughters as the goal of the family.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's just we just got to think for our daughters. Sorry.
Y'all can't think for your daughters though.
Yeah. No, but
And guess what?
go on.
What is often said is that because of the relationship that men have with their daughters, when they are in a relationship, they're really looking for a man to treat them the way their father treated them. You ever stop to think that that's probably why y'all believe women in the Bahamas can't satisfy? Because daddy wait hand and foot on his daughter. So when she get in with a man, she expecting this man to do what her daddy did.
It's like it's like the trend today with Bahamian woman is is so changed. Like it changed right before my eyes. Like it just I never dream the things I see, the things I hear, the things I come across. I always had Bahamian woman high on my chapter. High.
Hmm. And you should keep them
No,
there
no,
because
no,
they
no.
are still
Yeah, but some
very
see because
versatile,
but
independent, loving, caring, and uplifting.
I don't know
Bahamian women
I don't know
are.
if they love it anymore.
They are.
No, I don't think so. Let me tell you why. See, you come from a old you
And Mitzi?
Mitzi come from an old school cut. You all had parents who come from that old Christian biblical background, right? These kids today don't have that. And I am just
Well,
I
they,
seen a different
I
trend.
guess they grow up with the American influence from media.
Yeah, but I seen a trend where all the young girls now out partying
And
and taking selfies
click,
and
click.
pictures all day, and you know, let me see if I can break down what back in the day. Let me get personal, emotional, and all this. Let me explain to you how I visioned as a young man coming up, woman. I said, but you know, you buy them put them in a package and put them in a different package. Let me tell you what I vision. You got a beautiful woman when you go into a store and you see a woman who's
Hmm.
beautiful.
Hmm.
That means beautiful. I hear fix.
Hmm.
She yellow. Back in the
Hmm.
day, talking
Hmm.
back in the day.
Hmm.
Um, she wearing high heel shoes. She
She well put
well
together.
put together.
Hmm.
So you back in the day, she's quiet. She don't
Hmm.
say too much.
Hmm.
She just you see her by her movement.
Hmm.
Okay.
Hmm.
You used to say that's a beautiful woman.
Y'all used to
Yeah,
say,
that's what man
yeah,
used to say.
yeah.
If you see a woman who not built, not petite, back in the day, you would say, well, she ain't really checking. She is going with the program and this and that. So um, you will judge her right away. Yeah,
Exactly.
you'll judge her. You will say, well, she ain't smart because she ain't dressed like right. And so, like I say, this how this how you, back in the day,
Uh-huh.
your vision is how you buy it. And an intelligent woman, always a person when they open their mouth, just when they speak, you know well. They're
Hmm.
well elegant and
Hmm.
well speak. So, but now you will choose the woman who's well dressed to become your wife because you want that woman. to represent you. Because when she on the side, you want the guys to say, "Well, boy, Tony, you really gotta, Tony, you see what you got? Okay,
Because this
yes,
exterior
yes,
is
yes.
what got you all. But
Mm.
when you get to find out what's on the inside,
All right.
then you have a
Well,
different story.
that's then gone.
Mitzi says she had 4 living sons, she had 5,
Mm-hmm.
and they love and take care of their boys and girls. Say only a man could teach a boy to be a man. And then she say if the set uh who you just deal with ain't loving, say they ain't loving it. And then she say you like yellow women.
Because I say yellow, I know that Miss Season girl. That's why I
Because
say
you
that.
keep
Yeah,
describing,
that's why I said it.
Yeah.
I mean to say that.
But
I mean to say this to get
so
Missy attention.
so like you
But
say,
let me finish.
you judge
Mm,
the
this is how.
non-yellow,
Yeah,
the dark-skinned plump lady who probably isn't dressed as
yeah.
elegantly.
So now this come. That was back then. That's what.
Mhm. Mhm.
Now here comes it.
Mhm.
When you see a woman who's good looking and this that, your opinion of a good looking woman now is a woman who not fat, who this and that, who this, who well shaped, right?
Mhm.
Wigs on her hair,
Mhm.
eyelashes on.
Mhm.
No, and then you, if you smart now, you say she look good, but she's a fake. You could see straight through it.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you look for a woman now to
Trophy
marry,
wife.
yeah. So when you look for a woman now to marry,
Mhm.
now I'm talking about back in the day to now,
Mhm.
and I
Mhm.
end this here. When you walk in the office and a woman who knows where she at, who
Mhm.
know where she want to go,
Mhm.
who know she could love a man to the fullest extent, who also know the Lord. When you see her go past the copy machine,
Mhm.
you could feel the beauty in her. Yeah, you see,
But
you're not
you,
looking.
but
She is beautiful all over,
uh-huh.
and she can track your attention.
Okay.
And she is also going to demand your attention. Let me tell you what. When
But
she
she's
walk,
also gonna demand your respect.
yeah, but that comes in it because the way she walks and the way she talks to you,
Mhm.
you know there's a woman first class and first order.
Okay.
She you knows that the Lord Jesus Christ is center of her life.
You assume.
No, no,
Please,
no, no,
you
no, no,
how you
no, no,
could
no, no, no,
tell
no,
that
no.
from just looking because
Because
you have women
boy, when a
who
woman,
are not Christians, who may be of different religious orientation,
when you see,
who conduct themselves in like manner.
listen, when you see a woman who got class and got bunks and got elegance and who knock you off your socks right away, your heart can't keep still. This all your body start to shake because this woman got you. That's a woman of substance. And so
It
you
is a woman of substance.
and
I was only just
yeah, I know. But
differentiating it. Okay.
but me,
Mm-hmm.
well, when I was younger, I was looking with the long eye. My old mother say, "You got long eye." That means,
Long Island eye,
yeah, you look long eye. And so,
yellow skin, like
no,
Mitzi
not the
say.
other skin. What I was doing, I wasn't looking for the witchy woman.
Oh,
I was looking for a woman. All
okay,
totally different.
okay.
My mother
A
say,
pretty woman.
My mother say, you look for
You was
what you
looking for
get.
a pretty woman, not
Mm.
and you get what you look for
Yeah,
too.
yeah, yeah. Because I was looking, because I couldn't believe a beautiful woman have bad behavior.
Okay.
Because you're too beautiful to be bad behavior.
Mm,
You're too beautiful to be a fool.
mm.
You're too beautiful not to be a woman of virtue. Because your beauty should, this is how I thought in younger days.
Mm.
Your beauty should be speaking for you. Now I learn that when you find a woman who say to you, honey, No, settle down. See, you ain't want them kind of woman because you said them woman too soft. You can run over her. You ain't want that. That kind of woman, you ain't want that because you like you want something that's challenging. Sorry, challenging and bouncing and gonna get you all waked up so you could really challenge. So when you see a woman quiet in the corner, that she too boring.
Oh, man like a good
Yeah,
challenge. Okay.
but now man, the challenge man got now they ain't want them kind of challenge. With challenge. Oh, well, let's
Okay.
see.
So yeah. Let me see. Can
Mitzi,
she
what
just
Mitzi
put
say?
something just now? Physical reaction. What about the intellectual?
Well, Mitzi, as I grow older, that's what I now learn. As I get older, you can't come around me if you're intellectual. Because me and you can have a conversation. Because I start a conversation with you, Mitzi, without even opening my mouth. Because your intellectual should start working the minute I look at you. Should almost communicate with me. Contact by the eye, contact by the gesture, and see this is the real world we living in, and we missing so much things, Mitzi. You be amazed how much things we missing.
Yep. Mitzi says that true beauty comes from within.
Mm.
Beauty is an inward thing.
That take too long to figure out. I gotta.
No, but you see, that is
Ah.
the that is why so many men don't want to go home because you don't find out what you dealing with. Y'all only want to know the sex good, but y'all ain't want to know the head
But
good.
what am I go home to?
Yeah, you see, y'all go home to the sex, but the sex come with a package that y'all ain't prepared to deal with. You
So
talk about total package, you have to head and body, mind, spirit, and
see,
mind, body, and spirit.
when a marriage is out of bad, start going bad,
It
and
started out bad, it's just that you never
yeah,
noticed it.
but once it start going bad,
When you start noticing the
and you
bad.
start noticing the bad, and then you start um attacking the bad,
Mm-hmm.
you only
Or
making it bad.
addressing it.
Yeah, you're making it bad.
Okay.
Because if a if a cover can't fit a certain bottle, why are you trying to force it?
Or why you want to put new wine in an old bottle?
Well, new wine could go in old bottle, you know.
Yeah, expect it to.
Yeah, but drinking old wine is a good thing.
Wine, old wine is the best wine, they
Yeah.
say.
So, but go back to this marriage thing. There's so many people broken up in their marriage if they just would stop, listen, and learn.
I also would like to say, well, when you stop, listen. Not only listen to the other person, but listen to yourself as well.
Yeah, because most people are not sure about themselves. Even in marriage, right?
Mm-hmm.
People questioning themselves, what did I do? What did I do wrong for this marriage? That's one of the things that they do. And people who've been married 3 and 4 times, they always, after the first or second time, or
Mm-hmm.
first time, they say this words. I ain't taking no shit.
So, Mitzi, you say
You have to
that's the
take some shit.
problem right now. What is the
You
problem?
have to take some shit. You have to take some.
Why?
Because that's a part of the growing stage of a marriage.
Yes, a part of life.
Yeah.
You have
So if you can tell me
ups
you ain't
and
gonna take none,
downs.
something is wrong
You
with you.
have
You
good
need to check
moments
yourself.
and bad moments, and out of the bad moments is where growth actually takes place.
Hmm.
If everything is always good, then you need to start checking because something ain't right.
See, when marriage broken up, let me tell you. Let me tell you one time I went to a marriage consulting and I had to brief the guy. When marriage is broken up, when you marriage having a problem, they
Mm-hmm.
come to you and you having this turmoil. Normally, it's be the woman who wants to keep the marriage, you know.
Of course.
Okay, so when the woman trying to keep this marriage, and this man started to speak everything.
Hmm.
Because normally they don't open up. When they start opening up, the woman don't hear what they got to say,
Because
because
at
she's so
that point
far
in
removed.
time,
Yeah, she's so far removed
yes,
that
because
what
it's
you
been
say.
so long.
Yeah. So most time, woman has to check themselves.
And I guess that is why good counselors do two things, or
Hmm.
yeah, they do individual
Hmm.
counseling for each party,
Hmm.
and then they bring the party together,
Hmm.
because sometimes to highlight the imperfections of one party in the front of the other, because a good counselor will pick up, okay, something's not right here,
Hmm.
there are some unspoken,
See,
so you get an opportunity to have, and you notice the reaction, the body language, you notice the unspoken, and all of these things is what help you to really help individuals mend their relationship.
from my experience, from my experience now, from my experience, I can say this. And Mitzi, you could disagree or agree. I can say this. I come to one conclusion that
Hmm.
men in general, in marriages, men don't really want a marriage.
No, they
No.
don't. They want a playmate.
No, no. They want everything in the marriage, but they don't want the marriage.
Ha ha ha.
They want everything.
Ha
They
ha
want
ha.
they want to say the woman is my wife.
Hmm.
They want sex. They want to be there and take care. But they don't want marriage. They don't want to be married.
Why?
See, being married is the cover up of having a fool take care of you.
And it's one-sided too. Not only having a fool take care of you, but you're not interested in giving and taking care of that individual either.
Let a woman, you see something? Let the woman stop doing what she do.
Man gone. And y'all complain, or she don't do this, and as if she never did anything.
Some woman,
So basically, you all are really looking for another mother,
yeah.
a mother to continue to
See,
take care of you, because your mother now has grown old and weary. And what I really discover, and what women need to do, is love the man who love you, because when you love the man, men always looking, like you said, and I learned somewhere else too, men are always looking for someone to control. So they, if they ain't marrying you, that's because they can't control you.
and guess what? This is a big thing in marriage. Marriage is ain't no big deal this year, this time.
Because
Marriage
this,
is only blessed by God. But most of these marriage who go to the church and get married, they living in hell. So if it's deemed by God, why they still living in hell?
because their marriage is, a lot of persons have actually, let's go back in order to
Mm,
appreciate it. You said it in terms of modern day parents not instilling a religious foundation into their children. And so, therefore, marriage for the modern millennials and maybe the generation
mhm.
X is that it's a Hollywood affair.
Yeah,
It's about the wedding,
wedding is only
and
an
if it
event.
doesn't work,
It's
they enter,
it's event.
even though they use the spiritual ritual of marriage for
Mhm,
their wedding, they don't internalize the
mhm,
commitment between
mhm,
God and themselves when they commit to being in a marriage.
mhm.
So the for better, for worse, the richer and poor, in sickness and in health, that mean nothing. You take off the for better, for health, for riches. not the
Yeah.
reverse of
So
it.
now, let me tell you what I think we should do in the
Mm-hmm.
Bahamas or the world today in marriages.
Mm-hmm.
We should not, no pastor should marry somebody
Mm-hmm.
unless they become born again Christians.
How do you know somebody is a born again Christian?
Let me tell you why I say that.
How do you know?
Because all these formality weddings, we're going through the motion, these people ain't saved.
You see now, I have
And
to always
and
bring
yeah,
into the
yeah, I
discussion
know you bring with the normal people and the other people that
the
yeah.
non Christian,
But let me tell you why I say that.
but they are spiritual
Yeah,
and they have the principles of what a
yeah. But the
marriage
non
should
Christians
look like and how it
the
should
non
progress.
Christians want to juice up one another.
No, no, no,
They should
no, no,
just
no,
juice
no,
up
no,
one
no,
another. Because let me tell you
no,
why I say this. Let
no.
me tell you why I say this. Marriages is so taken a joke now as a joke that it becoming men take it for a joke now.
Mitzi is asking the question, what is your value of a wife?
Mitzi, if I marry somebody today, that has to be somebody who loves me unconditionally, who loves me when I am down and sick, who will love me when I'm up. Also, it has to be somebody who find me as a friend first, who find me as her priest in the home, who who will not, listen to the words I use, will not make any decision without me and her making it together.
Hmm.
We gonna we gonna do it right because I'm gonna love this woman from tip of her toe to top of her head. And if I can't love this woman this way,
Hmm.
there ain't gonna be no marriage. And I ain't
Okay.
looking for no bright woman. And I ain't looking for no black woman. I looking for a woman. Color don't matter. A
Characteristics.
woman.
Okay, so
Mm.
she said that you have saved people who do not stick to their vows, and you have unsaved people whose marriages last longer than Christian marriages.
And because those marriages do the same thing, the ones that are not safe, they do the same thing in their marriage. If one's scheming, the next one's scheming. So it worked well. If one cussing, the next one cussing.
Tony, but there are
Hold on.
those
Hold on. Yeah, I know she's trying to say there's those who live good and live. I understand now. Hold on.
and the
Very few.
fundamental thing is
Very few.
that they fall in
Very
love,
few.
they walk into love, they get to know each other,
Do you want to
and
know the truth about
they
that?
go
Do you know the
ahead,
truth
go
about that?
ahead.
Let me put you and Mitzi right. Those people who are not Christians
Hmm.
who marry,
Hmm.
you know what happened?
Tell us.
They put up with one another.
Well,
And you know what it
oh,
is? You know what it is? They understand. Listen how we go. They understand this. They understand this clear.
hmm.
They say that he's not a Christian. He's man. He makes mistakes. And so they work it through.
But guess what?
They work it through.
Christians are humans too, and they make mistake as well.
No, they
But
don't.
they don't
No, they don't.
forgive.
Christians are perfect. And God, they're perfect. You come on, let's be honest. They're perfect. That's why they get screwed in their marriages.
Anyhow,
And
Tamika,
and then they
hi.
go and then they go to the church. All right? And then they go to the church to 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 solve their marital problem.
Okay.
And then they get bite
Uh huh.
and then they fall apart.
Okay.
Hmm.
Tamika has joined us. Hi,
Hey Jamaica.
Tamika. Um. You can hear us now. I think the internet have a tendency to dip in and out.
Could you hear us now?
But Mitzi says when a man truly loves a woman, he will get all that God, she'll get all that God put in him, and I guess, and he will get all that God put in her. Um,
Tamika.
Tamika says,
All right.
so Them save people who scheming in, say they.
No, they save by a different cut and different cloth. They save by the Holy Spirit. Spirit, the rum they drink. They don't, not the spirit. See, let me tell you something. The world is full of so many phony people you wouldn't believe it. Everybody fronting for something. You see something? Most men you meet, he wear a coat suit. He believe he rich in his mind. He acting like he got plenty money. He he trying to let everybody in the place. He walk in the place. He letting everybody. Oh well, you know I come to the. He got this.
He got the boss
Yeah,
label, eh?
yeah. And see everybody believes that they front. You know, you got a woman who believes she walk in the place. She believes she dressed better than the other woman. She believes
She
she
got
better than the other woman.
confidence. She got
It is
confidence.
not all the time. It's confidence. You know what
What
it
it
is?
is?
It's her.
Attitude?
It's her trying to belittle.
Impress?
Yeah, trying to belittle the one who behind it. You ever go into a place and you stand up there like they're supposed to be serving you the person on the phone. They ain't
Mm-hmm.
checking for you because and what is happening in the world or the Bahamas? I know what happen in the States. Sometimes you get real better service because I guess the values the system over in the United States is you either work or you get fired. You know, it's like a
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
system. But in the Bahamas, we got this relaxed, lay back. So I doing you a favor. So I come to pay my light bill. I'm doing a favor. I had an experience yesterday where I said to the lady about my water bill. She says, okay. She said, hold on a second. She said, oh, you need to go back on the line until I ring the bell. So I went back on the line.
Mm-hmm.
She rang the bell. Just as I reached the line, she rang the bell. So I standing at the window. I said, but I was just here. Why you came me back? She said, I just want to let you know you have to wait for the bell. Bye. Well,
Mash up my
well,
finger then.
Valencia and the rest of them, well, you never seen a black man lose his cool. I lose it.
You lost it?
In the place, I started to say loud because I wanted the managers to hear, everybody to hear. Girl, if I was white, this is what I just said. If I was white, you wouldn't do this to me. No, and I meant to do, and I telling you, I meant to blow this thing.
And so what happened?
So when I started acting like a fool, and I was wrong at the end of the day,
Of course you
when I started acting a fool, one of the supervisor came out, and I said, I don't want to talk to you. This no manners woman behind the screen. So she say, oh, she called for the manager. So she called for the manager. She say, oh, this man really mad. So when the manager came, she's very nice. She said, oh, Mr. Williams. She asked my name. She comes inside. She said, come inside. So she took me in the office. She sat me down. She said, what happened? Why are you so? And I told her, and she
You let
said,
all your stress out on them people
no,
yesterday.
I did it because I felt like this girl has to know that her job is
Customer
customer
satisfaction.
service.
Mm.
And when I get in the office, the woman was shocked. She said, Mr. Williams, all that noise you're making out there. I said, no, ma'am. I say, I apologize. I'm sorry. I just wanted to get your attention. And that's the only way I could get your attention. Had I asked for you, you say the manager's busy. That's what you can say. But because I carry on like a fool, you you come out there, you won't call the police and all.
She don't want to call the police too?
Yeah, the security come and I said, well, you come from Rami, you know police. That's what I tell them. So I but I realized
You really behave
that I were making
uncharacteristically.
myself known to this establishment that customer is king. You don't treat your customer like they are. I pay, and what make it was I am paying 3 water bill, not one. So I'm a good paying customer. And so I thought was no, 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 no. I come for a service, and this is what I get treated like. Anyway, I'm just saying how women today. That's what's getting on.
Mm-hmm.
How some of them just as I don't know what's going on, but we need to. Some of them need to pull back.
Okay. Need to pull them in. Eh?
Yeah, I need to pull them in.
Okay.
This whatever happened to you and your husband in the house, don't bring it on the job. I carry my stress on the job. I mean, yesterday, because I felt that I was robbed.
Mm.
And so I carry on like a fool. But I trust me, Valencia and your trust me. I apologize. I also gonna write a letter apology because I know I was a fool, but I will write. But I have to apologize to where I carry on
Okay.
because that's not me. Anyway,
Mitzi say when she come on next week, she'll talk about Christians who end up in divorce and why and what happens.
Valencia, that is great. That is
Mitzi. Why
exact.
keep
Mitzi,
calling Mitzi
Mitzi,
Valencia?
I love Mitzi.
She love Valencia, and so he calling you
Yeah,
by
by
Valencia
Mitzi.
name,
Okay,
okay?
so I am glad you're taking that on because that's a topic we need to take because there's so
Okay.
many Christian people divorcing today. And so if they're Christian and they love the Lord and they save and sanctify, they shouldn't be divorcing.
Yeah. Tamika says she guess some women feel entitled. They act as if they're entitled.
Yeah. And you know, when I see here people is to say, oh, you need your ass cut. I say like, well, you don't beat a woman. But, but I see a man say that and I say, wonder what they mean by that. But then I figured out they don't mean
No?
no.
What they mean? Being told
Yeah,
off?
you need to get a good tongue lashing.
Oh, okay.
Sit here and listen to me, girl. You know,
Mm.
like I told a guy asked me about his wife. He was having a problem with his wife, and he told me about how, "Ma'am, Mr. Williams, I need help."
Mm.
I say, "So you come for me to help you?" So he said, "Yeah." He said, "My wife, her mouth so big, and ain't nothing you can do about it. And this, my wife this, and my wife that, and my wife he just going on his wife that." So I said, "Hold on a second, man. Hold on a second. Why you didn't bring your wife when you was coming? That bugger wouldn't come. She wouldn't come." I said, "Well, why you think she wouldn't come? Is that the fact that she ain't listening to nobody, or she think you ain't making no sense?" She always called me a fool.
Mm.
You know what I gather from that?
What's that?
Okay.
What you gather?
She ain't listening to him, right? She she called him a fool, right?
Mm-hmm.
He must be a fool.
Okay.
Because think about it. Think about what I can say. Think what I said. He say she called him a fool.
Mm-hmm.
She ain't listening to him.
Mm-hmm.
So in her thinking in mind, she cut off from him. Her
Mm-hmm.
air closed.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever he say, it ain't even going through. It's staying
Mm-hmm.
right here and
Bounce
bouncing off.
back
All
in.
right. So in that word means she done leave him a long time ago. Because when you stop
Mm.
listening to me, if you stop listening to me, there's no screaming communication.
Missy say he know her mouth was big before he married
That's the
her.
point I make it. So that's the point I make it. He's a fool. That's what he said. He's a fool.
But Mitzi, don't forget now, they don't take time to know these people, you know.
Mitzi, he's a fool
And
to
then you
marry her.
have some guys though who marry with the intent of calming you down. The same way women marry men and say, "Oh, when we get married, that can change." Nothing changes when you
What?
get married. What you see is what you
Yeah, but
get.
why would you marry a woman who's not sexually active like you?
Now that part is a thing that you don't necessarily know unless you engage in conversation that brings out sexuality. But if you see a person can't even discuss sexuality, that'll tell you where they are in terms of exhibiting or engaging in sexual activity.
I will marry a woman when my next wife come along. The minute I jump into bed with her, she better be ready. The minute I touch her, she better be ready. The minute I kiss her, she better be ready.
Well,
Then she
you
better be ready. When I jump in the car, she better be ready. She better be
she
ready.
ever ready, eh?
Yeah, she better be ready. Because if she ain't ready, she can have some problems
You
with me.
getting married to Ever Ready. That's
Yeah,
Tony's next
yeah.
wife, Ever Ready,
She better be
okay?
ready
So
because
she'll be Ever Ready Williams.
because I am not gonna settle for something
Less than what you.
less.
So you better get the dialogue going so that you could know where she stand on certain things. Because man, something belief systems
Mhm.
influence behavior. So whatever an individual believes, that is what they act out.
Let
So
me
don't let nobody tell you what they just do. Find out what they believe.
let me talk to these two beautiful women here. I can talk to them now. If y'all two ever encounter, you want somebody to,
Tamika say use a mess and she love it.
you better be, you want somebody who, you want somebody who who loves you. See, when a woman loves a man will never have to ask for anything. Never.
And when a man loves a woman,
Hey, same here. So
okay.
when you have a relationship and you started to ask for things,
Mm-hmm.
your relationship is then going sour. You need to check it. If you have to ask for money, if you have to ask for a kiss, if you have to ask for attention, if you have to ask all these things you have to ask for,
Yeah.
you're in trouble.
Sound like a mother daughter or father
Yeah, you're in
daughter.
trouble because
Mother son father daughter relationship.
because
That ain't a love
I be with
relationship.
you. I'll be with you 6 months. I will know everything. I should know everything about you.
True.
I should know you ready to jump on the ocean for me. All right? You ready to take a bullet for me? See, now when I talking about a bullet, I mean somebody who gonna die. Yeah, what I mean is if somebody,
You got
yeah,
my back. You
yeah, I
got my
got your back.
back. I got
And
yours.
so,
Yeah.
and so, very rare you could find a woman who really got your back. So when you find a woman got your back, you got the greatest thing that you ever possibly could ask for in life.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. All right,
Okay.
a woman who love you and say it and show it is that's the woman you want to have in your corner.
Mm.
And there's not many men who will go on the limb for women. You show up and play man. That's it. Oh, I'll do. Yeah, but you 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 let you how you wanna know you let you and your husband having some issues, and you come one day and you catch him talking on the phone. The first thing he gonna say, "Oh, this is my friend." The next thing he can say, if you open the phone up and you and her start talking, I know why this woman calling me. He done throw you under the bus. He throw you under the bus.
Because he has to protect himself and the interest that he have where he is. Sex has to be a conversation before
Man,
marriage.
sex shouldn't be a conversation. Sex should be action. Conversation. Put your money where your mouth is. Should be action. You
Okay.
don't have to tell me you sexy. You don't have to tell me what you want. You show it. You the minute you touch me, I should feel that vibe. And the way you touch me and how you touch me, you ain't no conversation. See, because everybody could tell you, I love sex, and find out that they love sex when they ready for sex. That's what women do. I love sex. I give sex when I ready. I ask you for sex, you say to me, okay, later. I doing something right now. You give it to me later. The hard on I had at that moment, that is what I wanted to use. Later ain't the same. I can close on that. Well,
Okay, ladies
let
and gentlemen in our viewing audience and those who interacted with us today, thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Tony had a wonderful time.
oh yeah, I had a day. I felt like singing and I couldn't sing.
And we will be here again
Under
next
the tree,
Saturday sharp at
once I
4
was a
p.m.
singing, Lord,
And
Lord, I
we
live and
we
die.
are
'Cause I
seeking
live
to
and know
establish a
hallelujah
platform where
song.
we can bring others on with
Glory be
us
to Jesus at the
um
hallelujah.
live so that they can
La
interact
la
with us.
la,
So hopefully this week we will get that sorted out and you will be able
Under
to
the tree,
see
girl.
persons like
It's
Mitzi and
only
Tamika,
me
who actually offered to join
and
us
me
some time
under
back.
the tree.
We will be able to
Very me.
interject where you would be able to
Under the tree, oh
dialogue with
Lord.
us, and
Under
our
the tree.
viewing audience will
Under the
also be
tree.
able to
Very
share
me.
your presence. Thank you
Under
again.
the
Enjoy
tree, oh
your week. I
Lord.
just noticed they saying something about a new
Very
subvariant of COVID.
me.
But ladies and gentlemen, we've been living with
Under the
COVID for
tree
2 years
very
now.
me.
So
Right here.
let's learn and
Under the tree
utilize
is
the
very
lessons
me.
that we have
Tony and
learned
Melanie.
from
Under the
COVID
tree, oh Lord. Under the tree.
2020, 2021. And
Under
now
the
we're in
tree is very
2022.
me.
So this new subvariant, we should be
Under the
well
tree on
versed
Saturday,
with
4
how to
o'clock
keep
in the
ourselves safe.
Tony
So
and
until next
Melanie.
week, Tony will sing his way out,
Oh,
and I notice there's a
under the
comment
tree, oh
before we do.
Lord,
Okay,
bury
Mitzi,
me.
thank you. Love the conversation. See
Under
you
the
later.
tree,
Key
bury
words
me.
before marriage. Tony,
Under the tree,
when
oh
I met
Lord,
my husband, I
under
was not
the tree,
experienced with anything
under the
pertaining to
tree,
sex, and
bury
neither was
me.
he. We just experimented with what
Under the,
each other
under the tree.
preferred, and that's what it is about.
That's what it's about.
Experimentation, discovery, getting to know each other, and you'll be in good hands one with the other.
I want to explore my inner emotional feelings. So when I find this woman that I in love with, so I can explore my under experience. You know, I got all kind of twinkling things be moving up in my body. I won't touch all them buttons. I won't feel all of them.
Have a good week,
Anyway, honey,
everybody.
y'all be good. Wear your mask. Take care. We'll see you next week. Oh, the time is changing soon.
So before the way,
Okay, yeah. Before. So next week we meet you right under the tree. Mel and Tony
at 4 p.m.
at 3 p.m., 4 p.m., whatever.
4 p.m.
4 p.m. under the tree. Tony and Melody
The evenings will be longer.
is there we meet
Yeah.
under the tree.
Okay, take care.